So reflexology, I didn't really look into because I wasn't sure whether whether it worked or not. And since taking Qigong a lot more seriously, obviously becoming an instructor and training to be a Dharma master, we've been kind of on the peripheries of reflexology for a little bit. And I'm not no way an expert on this yet at all, but I'm looking into it and I want to share this with you because I think this is something we can do when we're just sitting down and not doing anything, or even sitting and preparing to meditate or whatever. We can do reflexology. So let's get into this. What's up with this now? So hand reflexology, this is a simple guide to healing and wellness. That's what hand reflexology is. So what is hand reflexology? Hand reflexology is a technique that targets specific points on the hands which correspond to various organs and systems of the body, promoting relaxation and healing. So how does hand reflexology work? Applying pressure to the reflex points stimulates the body's natural healing process, improving circulation, reducing stress, and releasing endorphins for relaxation. So I did actually get a couple of books on reflexology for Christmas, and I had a bit of time off as well, so I wasn't doing so much Qigong training, and I was working some of these acupressure points, which we'll do in a minute at the end of this presentation, and I found that I could feel my lungs clearing. I thought, whoa, this is amazing. And I'd find another reflexology point for your gut, and I just started to feel my body feeling different. I thought, this is good. You don't even have to move to do some of this work on your body. So reflexology is like a map. So think of reflex points like a map where each point relates to a part of your body, and touching them can promote healing and relaxation. Like Pauline and I have been corresponding about, we're all connected through energy cords. We have energy cords with us. So our body's the same thing. It has energy cords throughout our body. So in certain areas of the body, through the nervous system, we can touch certain areas of the body, and it will help to put back into balance other areas of the body. So to me, that is absolutely mind-blowing, because this is such a phenomenal vehicle we have here as a body. And when we start to learn how to take care of it a little bit better and do just a little bit every day of Qigong, breathing, meditation, then you start to feel a lot better about yourself and about the world around you. So these are some basic reflex points of the hands. Each part of the hand corresponds to different areas of the body. Now, your hands are much like your feet. They're connected to all parts of the body, and there's general areas and there's specific areas. So, for instance, the palm is the digestive system. So, when we're clapping the hands, or even massaging the hands right in the palms, it's important to realize, okay, I'm working on my gut, but there's other areas as well. We'll get into the palm as well, because it's quite complex, but the palm is mainly the digestive system. The thumb is the head, the neck, and the brain, and actually the lungs, because it's part of your lung meridian. So the thumb is another important part to use for your healing. Fingers, you've got phalanges on your fingers. We'll get into that. So it's the colon, the heart, the liver, kidneys, all the meridians of the body as well. And the back of the hand is really mainly to do with the spine. So techniques in hand reflexology, so simple. Thumb walking, just moving your thumb along a reflex point. Just walk it along. Really easy. Circular motions, massaging small circles. Knuckling, i.e. use your knuckles to push into the acupressure points. Gently squeezing and pinching the areas, and actually just putting pressure into the area as well, which isn't marked down there, but just pushing into these acupressure points can really help to open them up. So what are the benefits of hand reflexology? So it reduces anxiety and stress. And I do say it in the class quite a lot, in any presentations I do, that most Southeast Asian women, mothers, go to that index point. It's the Haegu point in between your index finger and your thumb. That's the go-to place for mothers when their child gets someone's trying to come in, when a child gets hurt. So they push into that point to relieve pain. That is one of the major acupressure points, the Hagu point, for pain and also for stress. Anxiety is the middle of the palm, but stress is the Hagu point, and the middle of the palm is for anxiety. So it improves circulation. So you're reflexing information back up to the brain, which comes back out to your body, which helps to improve not only the nerve circulation, but your blood circulation. Because when you get more sensitive to your body and you start doing this, you suddenly feel these areas opening up in your body. You're going, wow. So you're opening the capillaries, the blood vessels, the veins, the arteries. It's incredible. And it enhances relaxation. So massaging your hands, which is when you see people who are anxious, they tend to do this, right? I don't know if you've seen that, but I've seen it quite a lot. When they get really anxious, they rub the middle of the palm. That's a natural go-to point to help soothe anxiety, and we'll be doing that a bit later. And it really just supports overall health. So that's why we do that a lot with the hands in the Qigong classes, is because they are so important for overall health. They really do help with overall health. So why does this stop working? So here we go. Let's try this. Right, you see that point right in the middle of the palm, the Lao Gong point. So this point is for anxiety and inflammation. We just do two techniques. So just massaging in a little circle, like we do in the classes, just for 3 or 4 breaths. Massage right in the middle of the palm. So remember, this is for anxiety, inflammation, and nausea. And we have a lot of inflammation problems in today's world because of the toxic environment that we're living in. And then just push in for 3 or 4 breaths. Just push in. Try not to push your nail in there because that's quite a sensitive point. So there's a lot of inflammation, a lot of this. It helps with nausea, and if you eat too much, if you massage in these areas, it really helps to get that feeling of over full away as well. And it's very good for anxiety if you're feeling anxiety. And then switch palms, just massaging with your thumb in the middle of the palm. Nice deep breaths as you're doing it. Feel that anxiety floating away. And then pushing into your middle of the palm, pushing into the middle of the palm. So the Lao Gong point, there's 2 major points really in the hands, which is we tend to do them with the Qigong classes, not every time, but most times. And the Hagu point, which is for pain and stress. So again, your thumb, just massaging little circles, try and get to where the bone meets the bone, and then come down with quite a big circle. I can hear Jan coughing, that's already working on her. And then pushing in. And then switching to the other hand, just massaging. If you feel like lumps or gristle or little bits in there that are sore, come back to them. Keep coming back to them until they go away. It means you've got an issue in your body somewhere. So keep coming back to them, but don't ever hurt or harm yourself whenever you do any of this. It's the same with the Qigong. Don't ever hurt or harm yourself. You're supposed to strengthen. This will strengthen your hands and your fingers. Then pushing in. So it helps strengthen your hands and fingers and get you more connected with your hands. There's so many people I'm seeing who are so anxious and uptight as they get older. Because I work a lot with the elderly. And the hands, you can see them coming into this position, crinkling up, and doing these reflexology on your hands will help you stop doing that. So it helps to keep the body flowing with more energy. So this is the distal phalanges. It's just the tips of your fingers. So another technique for massaging these is to actually squeeze the nail. So your index finger and your thumb either side of the nail, and just keep squeezing in and out, So if you start with the thumbs, that's your lungs, tip of the thumbs. As you said, that it's your head and throat and your brain as well, your thumbs, the whole of the down the edge of the thumb. There's other areas. And then just squeezing the top of the nail and the pad of the thumb. And then you go on to the next finger, which is the large intestine. Index finger, the distal phalange, the top phalange. Just as a side note, all of that is, if you've heard of the Fibonacci sequence, it's the building blocks of life. It's called sacred geometry. And all our fingers are perfectly matched to that Fibonacci sequence, the same with our body. If you've seen the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci, that's based on the same sacred geometry as well. And then just squeezing your nail and your index finger on your pad, thumb on your nail. And then going to your pericardium. This is literally following the meridians. These are the meridians that follow your go into your body. This is the tips of the meridians of the hands. When we're stretching out the meridians in Qigong, these are the beginnings of the meridians. Then just squeezing the thumb again, just quickly going through the fingers. And then again we'll move a bit quicker. Liver and gallbladder. So the tips of the ring finger and then squeezing. And then your little finger, which is a small intestine, and actually your heart. It's the beginnings of your heart meridian, little finger. And then squeezing. And quickly go to the other finger. You don't have to do it 4 or 5 times, just squeezing the thumb 4 or 5 times, and then top of the thumb. Just quickly. If you want to spend a bit more time doing this, you'll feel the benefits a little bit quickly, but just showing you how quickly you can do this, really. Just sitting there waiting for something to happen, which is very rarely the case these days. But if you've got a bit of spare time waiting for the kettle to boil, just go through your fingers. Go through your fingers quickly while doing intestine exercises and standing on one leg. But you know what I mean. You can work your body by working your fingers. Your ring finger, and then your little finger. And then shake your hands out. I might feel a bit lighter now, a bit lighter. And then the next one, this is the intermediate phalanges. So we won't go through all of these, but the large intestine is on the index finger. That pops up all over the place, the large intestine. The heart, which is your pericardium, is what encases the heart. So that makes sense that it's on your pericardium meridian hand. The lung meridian, also on your liver meridian. So I don't know why that is, but that is how it is. And then your kidneys on your little finger in the middle of the phalange. Now we've got a bit more of a technical drawing. I don't know if you've seen the hand reflexology pictures on the internet, but you can't make head nor tail of them. Is there like a road map going into London? Is absolutely so. Chest and respiratory organ is really massaging the edge of the thumb, just pinching up and down with the edge of the thumb. The easiest way to do the stomach, spleen, and large intestine is to take your 4 fingers and squeeze in and just make little circles with the 4 fingers. So if you've got any stomach issues, spleen or large intestine issues, do that. Ear, nose and throat, you can see that in between your index finger and your middle finger, just inside there. So liver and gallbladder is the lower phalange on your ring finger. And the Mingmen is actually where the crease is. Mingmen is an acupressure point towards your lower back. And so hand reflexology is a simple, effective practice for promoting relaxation and overall wellness. By learning reflex points and techniques, you can experience its healing benefits daily. I'm going to feel my hands very light and tingling now. So great choice for coming here this evening. So go and shine your light into the world, and I'll take any questions, but I'll stop the recording before I do that.